Alrighty, fellas. Good morning. Another beautiful day to play PokeMMO. How are we doing today? Welcome to another PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, and just general discussion on what's happening inside the PokeMMO community. There's always a lot going on. MMO players are very, very involved, and not everybody has the time to be involved with everything that's happening at all time. Read every forum post, every Discord, you know. It's better to just get like a nice little recap like this on my daily videos. So let's go ahead and jump into it if that's something you're interested in. All right, first things first. We need to check up on Shiny Wars, man. Shiny Wars, the Super Bowl of shiny hunting in PokeMMO is in full swing, and Field Team 7 is still in the lead. However, it's getting tighter and tighter. They're only ahead by 60 or so points right now, behind what I'm assuming is Ohio Shiny Hunters. OH Shiny Hunters at almost 700 points. The points are what's really fucking crazy. The fact that we are 1 week into the competition, something like that, right? If my math is correct. Are we wait. No way we're 4 days into the competition. No way. That's not possible. No way. No way we're only 4 days into Shiny Wars, right, chat? Is my math off? That's unbelievable. 4 days in? That's insane. 4 days in, and to have two different teams at almost over 700 points is crazy. ETG at 550. This is really, really impressive. We scroll down. How many people? Let's see, top 50. Synergy is hanging in there, but never the Air Force is climbing up. I'm excited to see who gets top 50 because top 50 all get rewarded, which I'm excited to keep an eye on who's fighting for that top 50 spot. In last place, we have Kangi, but I'm sure not for long. I believe in you. And MMO Nerds, we got Joker down here. Watch out until he finds his Harley Quinn, then they'll be cooking. Okay, that's the Shiny Wars update. A lot of crazy stuff going on. People getting good shinies. All right, next up, we have a catch event today. Shiny Miltank prize, a really good prize for catch event. 2 p.m. ET, so it's in about an hour and 45 minutes. Route 47, Johto, Miltank, Ditto, Chansey, and Raticate are all catchable. Nature bonus is +4 for Jolly, +2 for Careful, +2 for Impish. This is probably not a synchronized catch event if you ask me. I bet this is like a false swipe because this Miltank, I doubt you can quick ball, but I could be wrong. We'll have to calc later on, see the math. Shiny Miltank prize, this used to be an egg shiny hunt in PokeMMO. Keep that in mind. Now it's like a 2080 difficult horde split, so it's still like a rare-ish horde shiny. I got 3 Raticates on the way to 1 shiny Miltank, and that was prior to the 2080 horde split. So you get like 4 rats on average. It's brutal. Get the Miltank during the event while you can. Next up, coming up catch event, a Shiny Clink catch event, 1 p.m. ET on the 20th of July. Chargestone Cave Unova. I might sneeze. If I do, I apologize. Excuse me. Clink +2 Ferroseed neutral. Nature bonus +5 for Adamant, +3 for Jolly. Shiny Clink is the prize. A pretty cool underrated shiny. Could, like, honestly, this with good IVs could be really fun. I believe you get like shift gear or grind gear. Clink Clank gets some really niche personal move that has some really cool stat bonuses. Check it out. Next up, on through the suggestion box, which is where people can go to the PokeMMO forums and give their suggestions to the developers. We've seen plenty of suggestions from the players enter the game itself one day, even though it usually takes time. This guy says, include exact percentages of encountering wild Pokemon in the Pokedex. I super agree with that. I'm gonna read what he says. In the Pokedex, we can see how rare a Pokemon is depending on location. You can find it, but apparently the rarity itself is just a range of percentages. Yes, I'm gonna give the example. I love talking about Baydon. So Baydon is a rare, quote unquote, rare encounter in PokeMMO, but it's actually 20%. If you combine Baydon plus Sheldon, it's very minimal or whatever, but Baydon's around 18% alone, I believe, over at Meteor Falls. If you are in the back section of Meteor Falls, it's a rare spawn, yet it's like 18% for Baydon, 4% for Sheldon or something like that. So how is that rare? But you have that, but then you also have other rare spawns like Slackoth, which are like 1 to 5% in Petalburg Woods. So we have spawns that are like 1% chance, and then some that are 20%, but the same rarity. That feels like way too big of a range. I would love to see exact percentages in the Pokedex, as well as I would love to see floors added in like caves. So a good example is like the Hitmons. Over in Kanto, a lot of people need to catch like Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, the Hitmons, right? Over in Kanto to complete your Pokedex. The problem is all of the Hitmons are found at a very rare catch rate in Victory Road, right? Hitmonchan, very rare. over in Victory Road. Hitmontop, very, or lore, so it's less rare, I guess, 5% chance. Lore. Hitmonlee, very rare, Victory Road. All 3 of these Pokemon are found on different floors. So it's really difficult to know what floor of the cave you need to be on to catch these. I would love to see that added in a future. It's a perfect quality of life Pokedex update. Mr. Shunt, thank you for the raid of 26. Welcome, welcome, all the raiders and gamers. All right, back to the forum post though. Yeah, I think having exact percentages, we're in need of a, not a crazy, but like a decent to good demand Pokedex quality of life update would be amazing in my personal opinion. We've had like 2 or 3 different GTL quality of life updates over the past 2 years. I'd love to see the Pokedex get some love. All right, that's that guy's post. Thank you for making that, Nace. I appreciate it. Next up, this might be it might seem silly / might be a hot take. I'm curious other people's thoughts on it. Option for an extra hotkey bar. Does anybody else but me need an extra hotkey bar? I would like one, dude. I constantly am switching items in and out of my hotkey bar, even if it's just one you switch between and the one that isn't on screen. I would love one on screen, honestly, like a second one, but I just love hotkey bars. One of my favorite parts of playing Classic WoW when that released was like all the different hotkey bars and stuff. But this guy says, I need more than 9 buttons. If it was a toggle with no default bindings, that wouldn't affect anybody. Play with 1 hotkey bar in default mode. I would love an extra hotkey bar. That might just be me. That might just be personal, you know, problems or preference. I'm curious if anybody else cares about that. You could have like the, you know, a lot of games have the ability to switch between like hotkey bar 1 and hotkey bar 2. Like I think even Pokeforce has that, right? So like, yeah, Stardew Valley, like there's tons of ways you could implement that. So I think it's an interesting idea. That is the intro for the stream recap. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Any more questions, good questions asked by chat will be included. If you want to ask some good questions of your own, come in the live stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, ask questions and get featured in these stream recaps, as well as if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, like the video. HelloFresh for the next 2 weeks or so, I think, maybe less. HelloFresh is the best way to actually support the channel, and you get 50% off of food. Some amazing food shipped straight to your door. So if you want a deal on food, plus it's the best way to support the stream, it's a win-win if it's for you. I recommend it. I love HelloFresh. Cooking my wife some HelloFresh meals. It's a great date night. Check it out. Link is in the description, or it should be. I've been forgetting a little bit, so check it out. Anyways, I will see you guys very soon. Let's jump into it. Good luck on your PokeMMO grinds today. Hey, I can't beat the first trainer in Brock's gym. Any advice? So hilariously, if you give me the first trainer, I would, boring advice, just go train some XP, level up or whatever. But genuinely, I think what I've lost to Brock before. Okay, one of the best strats you can do against Brock is etch a few Pokemon and have alternative switches, sacrifice switches for when he Rock Tombs. So Rock Tomb is a move that the first gym will use, Brock, right? And it will lower your speed. So if you have like your starting Pokemon, whether it's Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, whatever, if you lead with that Pokemon and they Rock Tomb you twice or whatever, you might be able to one-shot the next Mons, but they're gonna have sturdy, so they're always gonna get a Rock Tomb. Having sacrifice Mons to switch to reset your speed, because if you switch out, it'll reset your speed debuff or whatever, is really, really relevant in the Brock fight. I have lost to Brock before with over 9,000 hours played. Sometimes a mistake happens, a crit or something, you just missed, you know, be dumb, whatever, right? It happens. But take advantage of sacrifice switches around Rock Tomb for sure is my one little tip. This is one of my favorite things to read in chat. Congratulations, emulator. Just came back to the game after 6 months and all mysterious balls have gone up so much. Did good to invest in them. I am happy to hear it, dude. I always say I have made a killing off of mysterious balls in PokeMMO, and I try to encourage people to also just buy mysterious balls at the bottom out price. Don't buy them like now, for example. Wait until this upcoming Halloween event season in general. Wait a few days into the event, 4 to 6 days, and then buy mysterious balls. It's pretty hard to go wrong. Now, you might not make amazing profits, and maybe the tick up isn't as much as this year, but it's hard to go wrong investing in sealed product in PokeMMO, especially mysterious balls. The supply is just so limited. And there's no wrong decision when it comes to the event season. If you're a new player, it might be better to just farm the event and sell the mysterious balls instantly. Like, that also is a good thing, because you're getting liquid capital now that you can invest in later events, or like use to build your capital, buy catching Breloons, buy Jimmy Run Typhlosions, etc., etc. So event season is coming up. It's trickling on its way here. It's still like 3.5 months away, so we still have plenty of time to prepare. But I will be doing a ton of event content, obviously, more than I've ever done before, probably, especially with the Iron Man account, right? As well as tons of event preparation guides and just teaching newer players how the event economy works. We understand a lot about event economy going over the past 4 years, where a lot of us have been actively watching it and actively involved. But if you're new, you have a lot to catch up on, for sure. Dude, I honestly haven't, Noiden. Someone said, have you given your take, your opinion on whether or not the swords, the new swords, would be a good or a bad investment? When it comes to gift shop items, it's so fucking coin flip. It is so hard. These could be amazing investments or they could be terrible. That's like, gift shop investments are those kind of things that you buy for like 5 mil when they come out, and they either go up to like 10 mil within a week after they are gone, or they tank down to like 1 mil. Like, it's so coin flip, dude. I can't really give, I mean, these are obviously very fucking cool. So in my opinion, I think they're probably pretty solid. I also do kind of think that they're a little, there's not enough eyes on them right now. I do kind of think they're underviewed. People are kind of ignoring them because of all the temporary incubator drama, the shiny wars. Like, there's so much I do think, and I always say, one of the best, but now that I'm calling attention to it, does that defeat that? You know, how do you have to make your own decisions. Whether to invest in a gift shop vending is one of the fucking hardest decisions in the whole world. It's such a coin flip. Is there enough eyes on it? Are enough people distracted? One of the best ways to tell whether a gift shop vending will be a good investment is if people are distracted and ignore it. What was it? Was it the white rabbit plush? There was no, it was an ultra rare. There was a gift shop vanity. What am I thinking of? Is it some robe? There was a gift shop vanity that released. Someone in chat will know. During the Shaman release. That's what it was. Let's go cosmetics. Let's go hats. Let's see if I can find it. There was but I'm in the middle of a gym rerun. Whoopsie. There was a hat that released, hat and cape, I believe, combo, that released during the Shaman event. And it was so ignored because Shaman was the first ever legendary / mythical to ever be added to the game. Everybody just ignored this vanity. This was kind of in the same vein where this was an ultra rare sealed product vanity, not a gift shop one, but that was also somewhat ignored and went to insane value. This is what I'm thinking of, the green harvest crown, and then it has a cape brother, if I'm not mistaken, a fellow cape. Back items, let's go. The Unity capes, look at this. These are 65 mil, and these were fucking gift shop items. That is like insane. 50 mil and 65 mil respectively, released during the Shaman release. It's hard. It's literally just like hard. Like, that's hard to stomach. These were like 4 to 5 mil, repeatedly buyable over and over again from the gift shop. You have to keep in mind. That is wild. That is so wild. Yeah. So this is actually an interesting discussion. There's a lot of people who are drawing legendaries in Pokemon right now, and I always say, and like, I'm really drawing a legendary, and maybe this is copium. Apologies if I'm obviously biased. Keep that in mind, okay? But I've been drawing shiny hunts and I've never felt this way. For some reason, I've been drawing many shunts, as we all know. You know, I've had plenty of shiny hunts. I've gone 300,000 encounters dry, and I've never wanted a pity system when it comes to shiny hunting personally. I don't think it's an unfoundable position. It definitely is a valid position that can be held. I don't want that in Pokemon. I think it's too late to add that, as well as I don't think it needs that. I like the pushing through element in you have to enjoy the journey of shiny hunting. I don't know if you have to enjoy the journey of legendary hunting. It's supposed to be like a 1 in 5,000-ish hunt. It should be a lot easier. Or it feels like it should. So for some reason, in my opinion, there's been a lot of single encounter shunts. In my opinion, going dry on a shiny hunt feels not as bad. Like, going dry on a legendary feels worse. I don't know why, but because it should be an easier hunt, so you feel like it should be over with quicker, I guess. The expectation's different. Whereas on a shiny, I know how bad it can be, so I just buckle in, you know? But I wouldn't be opposed. I am opposed to a pity system in PokeMMO for the shiny rates. I wouldn't be opposed to a legendary pity system, where if you do, like, it would have to be 2 or 3 times the rate. So if you do, like, let's say, we don't even know the rate, to be fair. Let's say the legendary rate's 1 in 5,000. If you do 10,000 single encounters or 15,000 single encounters, I think it's okay to just be given the guaranteed legendary catch, in my personal opinion. Maybe that's, feel free to be against that. Maybe I'm just biased. I think that would be okay, since it's not a, like, over the top, like, vanity super rare ultra shiny. It's just a legendary encounter. And for a lot of people, that is like their hunt. I get it. But I think if you're 10 or 15k dry, I don't mind that pity system. but I can understand. It's definitely a very opinionated based thing, but I could see that system existing for legendaries, but not for shiny hunts, because I view them very differently in terms of value. Also, the legendary is like a more pragmatic thing. You need the legendaries to have OT legendaries or OT Pokemon for like Heatran raid, right? Or for certain raids or for certain things. They're actually like relevant for use purposes, or like on Iron Man account, right? On a main, you don't need nobody needs shinies. You just want them. So I don't mind the like pushing hard for that luxurious hunt versus like on a hunt where it's like, okay, I need OT Moltres to do raids, or like OT, you know, especially on an Iron Man account, to be fair, maybe a little, you know, extra bias there. That feels a lot rougher to be able to go like super dry, if that makes sense. Do you think this Halloween event will have less activity in PokeMMO due to Legends Z to 8 coming out? It depends on the release date. The honest answer is PokeMMO's population and popularity does usually drop for about 2 weeks, maybe 1 to 2 weeks when a new Pokemon game comes out. However, thankfully, in my opinion, you know, for better or for worse, thankfully, PokeMMO has way more replayability than modern day Pokemon games. Togekiss, I might go grab that. So usually people quit PokeMMO for, I want to say about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, to literally play all of the new Pokemon games. This happened for like not X and Y. This happened for Scarlet and Violet, and then also for what was the Pokemon Legends Arceus. I remember when Legends Arceus came out, people quit for like a week or two, beat the entire game, and then just came back to PokeMMO. Like a lot of Pokemon players do play the new modern day Pokemon games, which is really cool, but there's just not enough replayability there. So a lot of them come back to PokeMMO very quickly. Okay, someone said Beedrill PvP when? Bro, you don't know. It's kind of a meme. Beedrill was usable back in like 2013, 2015 PokeMMO PvP. I had a Beedrill comp that was, you had to run Swords Dance on it. The problem was, it's very slow. Or it was somewhat fast for that tier at the time, at least like medium speed. Back in 2013, 2015, NU, 75 base at speed was decent enough. Nowadays, it'd be like terrible. You would run Swords Dance on Beedrill, and you could run Swords Dance and like Hidden Power Ground or some dumb shit, and you could like do some interesting stuff with Swords Dance Beedrill like way back in the day. And the Hidden Power Ground would still be physical because it was before the physical special split. So, you know, like it's funny. It's really funny to think about. But PvP Beedrill was a relevant like thing you would consider back in 2013, 2015. Pat, do you think that with VGC coming out in PokeMMO to substitute doubles, do you think that they will also add Little Cup, PU, and RU? I don't think so. I really doubt they would ever add like all of those regions at once. The problem is it splits up the people queuing, and it makes queue times longer. There's less players in each tier. I get the arguments, you know, even though I really do want selfishly PU and RU. I think it would be better for the game. I've told those arguments a million times. It's tough. I don't think they would ever do that. However, you've given me an idea. I wonder how PokeMMO would feel about rotating queuable tiers every month. So what if like, or maybe every 3 months, maybe every 1 month. What if every month like UU rotated away and we had RU instead, which was different Pokemon? Or like, would that be plausible? But then like P or like NU would rotate out and you would get PU, or OU would rotate out and you would get like Little Cup, or like for like 1 month, right? How, I don't know if you could ever rotate out OU though, because it's just the most popular by far. I don't know if that'd be viable. I actually, the more I think about it, I don't know if it's viable. It's an interesting idea. 1 month not being able to play a tier where you've built Pokemon for them, would people be excited? Would they be more pissed? I don't know. There'd have to be a lot of discussion about that. I don't know if you could ever rotate out OU, because OU is just so, but maybe you could try it, but would that kill PvP? Like, it's really risky. I don't know if it's possible. It's a debatable thing. I think it should be discussed. I think it's an interesting idea, because I would love to see, I'm curious what PvP players think. I really want RU and PU in PokeMMO. I think more tiers create more balance and create more usable Pokemon. And I think people underestimate how many people care about that, you know? Okay. What I'm about to show you guys is crazy and sad, okay? This is a clip from someone in my Discord in the Shiny Hunting channel. He's in the middle of Shiny War. Did you see that happen so fast? He can't catch the Shiny Poliwhirl because his PC is full! He was claiming a bunch of Dittos to Egg Shunt and just forgot. Dude, this is why I constantly talk about, and I'm not trying to like victim blame. This is really sad. Mistakes happen to anybody. It just sucks. I'm so sorry to see this from this guy. Much love to you, dude. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you reclaim it. Dude, clean out your boxes. Holy crap. I constantly promote box cleaning. I constantly promote it, box cleaning on my Iron Man account, on my main account. You gotta clean your boxes, dude. Oh, that is so, but it's easy to make a mistake. When you're claiming dittos for Shiny Wars, I get it. Oh, dude, it's a daily reminder. Clean out your boxes. Don't lose a shiny. That hurts to see. Much love to him. Okay, Shiny Wars is giving us some of the most amazing images on the internet. When court don't stop Shiny Wars, the only way you get a shiny is sheer dedication. I love you so much, dude, okay? And I respect the dedication. This might be where I draw the line, where you probably shouldn't be shiny hunting while driving your car. Maybe he was only shunning when parked. Maybe that's I'm thinking this guy is on his way to jury duty to be a good citizen, promote good society, and he's on his way to jury duty and he's shiny hunting only in the parking lot. That's my guess. That's what's happening here. But this is when court don't stop Shiny Wars is a crazy still image. Okay. Next up, this is amazing. This is a screenshot of someone. Hey, people say, you know what? Shiny Wars is the final boss of the unemployed. And to some extent, you're not wrong. Does being unemployed benefit Shiny Wars? Absolutely. But my man over here, Nartle, I'm going to butcher that. I'm so sorry. Nartlichim. Bro, he is over here. I don't know if he works at like he looks like a gas station or one of those like shopping mall little like candy outlets. Bro is shiny hunting Cottony, got the Cottony while at work. That's a fucking gamer right there. That's what it's all about, man. Shunting while at work, not impacting your work, of course. If you have a customer, pause for a sec. But this is what it's all about, man. Having fun, grinding, getting multitasking, getting stuff done, getting paid, getting the hourly wage, as well as getting your shinies. Good for, you know what? I say good for you, man. I think it's good work. Congratulations. A lot of it impact your work negatively too much. Fucking hell yeah, man. Get the shiny and the bag. Nice work, man. Good screenshots. Wait, this is so... I love wholesome stories like this. PJ Button chat said, I randomly met someone who also played PokeMMO, went on a ferry ride when visiting my parents. We added each other in-game and did raids together, and we both got Darkrai. What are the odds? That's like so insane. What are the odds of that? That's such a cool, wholesome story. Not only did you both play PokeMMO, but you both played like hardcore enough to do the Darkrai raid. That's really impressive. That's a really fucking... We need these beautiful stories, every so often to remind us of what PokeMMO and gaming in general and the community is like all about, man. MMO is so community driven and community focused. That's beautiful, dude. This is a great question. I finished Kanto on my Iron account. Would you advise me to breed Pokemon now and train them for the next regions, or just speed through it? I think one of the best, if you do Kanto as your first region in PokeMMO, whether you're an Iron Man or not, what I'd recommend do is go to the Safari Zone and farm Magikarps. I did this on my Iron Man account, and oh my god, it was so good. Farming a bunch of Magikarps to just have for all of the storylines. I probably spent like 1 to 3 hours farming Magikarps, and I had enough Magikarps for every single storyline in the entire game. And it was so... You would even train them very quickly, and they're so good. All the Gyarados, it was just so fucking powerful. You probably could get enough decent Carps within an hour or two for all the storylines. I had extras. I had way too many. So I would say just go to abuse the Kanto Safari Zone if you started in Kanto. Dude, Media Archive is asking a lot of like Patrouski lore questions today. Do you have any 1 in a million moments in your lifetime playing Pokemon? I have many of those in Pokemon. I'm trying to think of like which ones. So I went 300,000 encounters dry on my first shiny on Stunfist. Is that 1 in a million? 1 in 300? I don't know. I went 300,000 encounters dry, 8 years, 2,200 in-game hours. This was before Time Swipe Wars existed, or like very new to them. But then my second shiny was a Shuckle at 106 encounters. So that evened out immediately. It was my favorite Pokemon. It stayed for 4 turns. That's 2 1 in a million moments. Maybe if you... What math is exactly 1 in a million? Very rare moments. Those are 2 very rare moments. I've gotten 3 shinies in 1 day. That was my Stream Recap 100, which also happened to exactly be on Stream Recap 100, which is insane. I've gotten 2 shinies while recording 4 videos. I got a secret shiny Nidoran while recording a video talking about the Halloween event back in like 2023. And then I got a shiny Vanillish while recording a video talking about how people should use Synchronize for their shiny hunts. It was way back before that was even considered a thing, right? What else? There's been so many. If you play PokeMMO enough, you have a lot of big moments. I caught a shiny Spinarak with 30 seconds left in a catch event, and it was a 176, and it won me the catch event. That was really crazy. And then I also did a challenge where I speed ran to a shiny Pokemon from scratch, and it took me 2 different attempts, 10 hours apiece. Well, the second one was 3.5 hours, and I got a shiny Grimer. And as I got the Grimer, at 1,005 encounters. Someone and like, I'm not joking, no one ever typed shiny next encounter or like whatever. No one ever back then. Now people do it all the time, but back then I genuinely think Albondi was the first person to ever type that in my chat. He said shiny next encounter, and I genuinely got shiny Grimer next encounter, and I have the clip of it, and that was the craziest. He said like shiny in 3 2 1 and like counted it down, and he was correct. I've never seen that ever happen again in my stream, and that was the first. It was crazy. What else, dude? There have been a lot of insane moments in my PokeMMO career that are all thankfully uploaded as videos on the channel, but it's easy to skip over them or not realize they're there. Or, you know, when I talk about things in PokeMMO, I have a lot of experience, man. 10,000 hours does do a lot. Not that I know everything and not that I'm right about everything at all. I'm not at all. I've been wrong constantly, but I do have a lot of experience, and there's been a lot of craziness, thankfully, over the course of many years through PokeMMO. It's been a fucking blast, and I'm excited for more crazy moments down the road, dude. Patrouski, if I'm not planning on breeding the Smeargle I'm shiny hunting for, is it better to Adamant Synchronize or Cute Charm? Or I would Synchronize. I think Synchronize is almost better. Synchronize is almost always better for shiny hunts where you're seeing that Pokemon 100% of the time, if that makes sense. So like, if you're shunning Smeargle, it's 100% Smeargle spawn. You wanna Synchronize, right? Nature is harder to get on a shiny breed than gender, or like it's cheaper to get than the IVs of the breed or whatever, right? If you're doing, like, a good example is like Delibird, right? The Delibird shiny hunt is split between Delibird and Jinx. Well, to be fair, I like physical Delibird, so maybe a lot of people will probably go special attack in Delibird, but who even makes a Delibird? Whatever, right? If I want physical Delibird, but I'm also Jinx is the fail, I'm not going to like Adamant Synchronize, even though I want Adamant on my Delibird. I'm not going to Adamant Synchronize that because if I fail the Jinx and that rolls Adamant, that feels like shit, right? So synchronize hunts that you see 100% of the rate and you for sure will get what you want. Or like a good example could be like Donphan and Dodrio, like it's a split spot, but you could go Adamant for both of those if you don't mind an offensive Donphan, for example, right? You wouldn't want to go Impish and then roll Dodrio Impish, right? So just think of what Mons you can roll. That's really it, but you want to go Synchronize when possible, in my opinion. But Cute Charm is nice for those mixed spots. Is there preferred gender on shinies? Yes, there is, but it changes and depends on the species of the Pokemon, right? So if you're shiny hunting a rare shiny like Bagon, you really want a female Bagon. It's actually really important, right? Because then you can, if you want to breed that shiny up, you can breed that female OT shiny Bagon with any male Dragonade group shiny Pokemon, right? You can buy. But if you get the male Bagon, you have to either buy, if you have a male OT shiny Bagon, you need to either buy a female shiny Bagon, which is going to be expensive on the GTL, or a Ditto, right? Which are also expensive. So like, if you get a male of a rare shiny, it's expensive breed, and they're already expensive to hunt, so it sucks. But for common shinies, because the female decides the breed, and you want to keep the OT when shiny breeding, right? When common shiny hunting, if you have a if you go for like Rapidash, you actually, I don't think a lot of people think about this, you actually want a male Rapidash because female Rapidashes are so cheap on the GTL that they're actually cheaper than male egg groups in the same male egg group breeders. Does that make sense? So if there's common mons, you usually want male actually, but it depends. But then rare spawns you want female. So it depends on what kind of species it is for what gender you want on your shinies. General question, how do you keep yourself from getting burned out by the game if you do, for example, a lot of one activity? If you do a lot of one activity, it's hard not to get burned out. That's really just perseverance and pushing through. I like to switch up activities. If you watch me play Pokemon for long enough, you will notice I swap shiny hunts, I swap locations, I change things. That's why the Zapdos hunt has been so hard for me. I don't like to sit in one spot and do one thing, even though I do like playing the same game a ton every day. That's a very good Miltank catch. 150 to 155. I don't think it's worth. I'll submit it, but it's not catch event. Yeah, definitely not placement worthy or winning. Yeah, definitely not, but a good catch. Sorry if I get distracted. Yeah, I mean, the Iron Man is honestly a great, if you don't like sitting and doing one thing, the Iron Man is fantastic because you want to go catch every alpha, swarms, like if you do berry farming, like dude, I am constantly running around on the Iron Man to different activities. So if you want to switch things up, Iron Man's great for that. But yeah, I recommend just trying to switch up activities. If you want to shiny hunt, you can still shiny hunt, but constantly change the Pokemon you hunt in your locations. Being in a cave for a long period of time versus being out in the grass or in the water or fishing. Like, it really does change up the way it feels and the mental of it, you know? It's very, very, very important. It's a great question. What the fuck are these catches? Now, these are not like catch event winning or anything like that, but really, really, really above average. This was right after the 150 Miltank. Holy shit, 146 Ditto. Hell yeah, man. All right, I think the rest of the week's schedule is going to be interesting. I think Thursday I'll finally get to Twitch rewards, hopefully, unless something pops up. Great Ditto breeder. Wow, okay. Unless something pops up, I think Thursday will be Twitch rewards. Wednesday, so tomorrow, will be a very long React stream. I think tomorrow will be skip the gym rerun. I don't know how long the stream recap will be. I don't know if there will be a stream recap for tomorrow's stream because I have something very important to react to. There was something done recently in the Pokemon community that is fucking amazing, and I don't know if many people know about it aside from me and a few other like experts or people who are like really keeping an eye on things. But something amazing was done, and I'm excited to react to it tomorrow. It is a 3-hour video, so it's gonna take me like 5 hours to react to it, knowing how much I stop and pause and commentate, which is important, I think, for transformative content, as the transform. So tomorrow will be a big stream reacting to a massive piece of content while I just Zapdos hunt. It'll be Zapdos hunting, legendary hunting, running back and forth, and going over a massive historical moment in PokeMMO. Should be exciting. All right, the event just did end, so this Raticate is not worth catching, fellas. GG's. Good luck to everybody submitting. I'm going to gather up my Pokemon. I think I did catch a 155 Miltank. I'm going to submit that. I think the odds of that getting third place are almost 0%, but it's worth submitting. All right, catch event results are coming in with the happy music. We'll just have to tank through it. That's okay. Fourth place with a score of 14 points. Scarlo, congratulations. What an insane catch. 14 points, very low, very below average. The Dawnstone catch on the Iron Man. We just can't stop getting lucky. Holy shit. Okay.
Pat, I heard in global chat that you got banned.
True.
That
is true. Thank you for the donation, Shiny the Shark. Okay. Third place, 170 point to my boy Kakarot, dude. What the hell? He's going Super Saiyan. Congrats on third place. 170 third place. Quite high. Let's see. Second place, a 171 over to Rorono. Zoro. We're going to say Zoro is a lot easier. Zoro, congrats on second place with 171. And then our first place winner, our shiny Miltank winner, who is it? The winner of the event, 173 points. Kitsu Cupid, congrats, dude. Congrats. Someone in chat has fourth place. Nice, dude. The first place winner winning himself a shiny Miltank. Used to be an egg shiny hunt in Pokemon. Very fucking rare. Still now a like rarer shiny Pokemon. A 2080 Horde Split, a difficult mon to get. You'll get 4 shiny Raticates on average to 1 shiny Miltank. That's brutal and quite an intense grind. So congrats to everybody on the placements, dude. I'll see you guys next catch event. Right now is scheduled on the 20th of July, but I'm sure there'll be more scheduled very, very, very soon. All right, but I feel like that is where I'm going to go ahead and call it for today, fellas. Thank you guys so much for watching another PokeMMO stream recap. A lot happened as per usual. You always think it's going to be a chill day, and then a lot more happens than you expect. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I stream Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, support the channel, allow me to be here at all in the first place. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal Venmo donations, and HelloFresh if you want to support in the best way possible and get yourself some awesome food is greatly appreciated. Have a great day. Good luck in your shiny hunts. Have a good one, guys. Peace, Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.